You're joining us at Race Control at Donington Park, the favourite circuit of legends. It's round 2 of the Thundersport GB Championship for 2016.
Round 2 of the Thundersport GB Championships for 2016, and it's now time for the GB Racing 600 Sportsman Elite. Few clouds overhead, still quite a damp circuit as we look down to see number 30 there, Liam Shelcock from Oban, one of the regulars in the paddock over the last few years. Number 17, Johnny Towers. Nice to see Johnny out there. And 83, Jack Drury. This championship has been full of some stars over the last few years, but who will prevail in 2016? Well, coming into this round, it was Sam Thompson that led, but Sam's not here, so Jordan Rushby second in the championship, 1 point behind. Keep an eye out for him. Number 2 there as we fly away down into turn 1. It's Liam Shelcock. Liam Shelcock who gets the advantage. We're on board here with Sergei Kravchenko, who started from 14th place on the grid. Number 51 here. Great view of what it's like on board going through Craner curves. I'll tell you what, he's making some headway here as he left the throttle open. He's flying down through Craner curves there. Number 51, Sergei Kravchenko, and he's not stopping there either. On the Motors Group Racing Yamaha R6, he has just got it flat stick uphill around into McLean's. This is some ride there from Kravchenko. Number 51 absolutely flying through the pack. You can see here from the camera lens, it's started to rain. There's 1 or 2 people tiptoeing around, but Sergei is not one of those riders that is doing so. From 14th on the grid, he's now up into 3rd place, and I think he might just pick off another one here. Onto the back straight we go. We thought about another move there. There he is, number 51, white bike, red helmet, looking to put a move there on Charlie Morris. On the brake, sorry, he was in 4th place, and now he's up into 3rd. Flicks left, sorry, right, then left onto the start, finish straight. There's Max Wadsworth, number 72, just up ahead of Jordan Rushby, number 2, the championship leader coming into this event. But what an on-board first lap that was. There's Liam Shelcock, your race leader, ahead of Darren Ibbotson. And there goes Sergei Kravchenko up into 2nd place. Further back there is Johnny Towers. Johnny Towers then trying to make some progress, but no one making progress quite as well as number 51 there, Sergei Kravchenko. I have to say that I've not heard much about Sergei in the past, but this is certainly some ride. The onboard pictures that we just saw of him, and now he hunts down Liam Shelcock. Oh, and down there into the old hairpin goes number 83, Jack Drury. I understand that Brendan Mallender just went missing on that lap as well, so Brendan Mallender down and out, but there's your race leader, Liam Shelcock from Oban. Liam, of course, all the way and Liam Shelcock goes down now as well over at Coppice Corner, and he's gone down, and that means with the yellow flags waving that Sergei Kravchenko here from 14th on the grid is all of a sudden your new race leader, and he's building quite a handsome lead at that. Further back there you can see them all jostling for positions in 2nd place. Be interesting here to see what tyres some of these riders have gone for, because it will have been declared a wet race. There are wet patches on the circuit. That wet tyres, I suppose, will be good in the fact that they'll be certainly keeping some heat in the tyres if you've got wets on, but there's not a lot of standing water here, so I think a lot of riders will have probably gone for your standard road tyres-ish, which are pretty much, let's see, no, there's a lot of wets going on there, really tough either way. Tricky conditions. Sergei Kravchenko it is that leads then from Jordan Rushby. You can see on this camera that there's a few spots of rain still. Max Wadsworth there, number 72, going around the outside, which gives him the inside line into the old hairpin. There's Darren Ibbotson, last year's pre-national 600 champion, number 50, just going around the outside of Jordan Rushby. And again, a few spots of rain on the camera lens here as we now go up towards McLean Corner. Well, Sergei Kravchenko has gone from the hero on 14th on the grid, but unfortunately for him now, he's the guinea pig. He's out there leading. He's got a bit of work to do. You already know it's slippery over at Coppice. We just saw Liam Shelcock go down and out of the race. Slightly off Camber Corner over at Coppice, and this is the battle then going on for 2nd place. Number 3, Joel Williams is now coming into the frame, and number 38 as well. 38 is Stephen Proctor. Darren Ibbotson it is, though, that leads the pack. Joel Williams who has spent a bit of time in this paddock before. Last year he was in the Golden Era Super Sport. His bike was absolutely smashed to pieces after Brands Hatch. It was being held together by duct tape and tie wraps basically, but I know that his sponsors have certainly helped him get him back up into the picture. Number 38 there is now gone up into second place. Stephen Proctor. Sergei Kravchenko leads. A lot of new names, a lot of new faces here in this GB Racing Sportsman Elite race then. In third is Darren Ibbotson. Fourth there, number 3 for Joel Williams, who I just mentioned will be thanking his sponsors. That's Haulage Services Direct, Lay Auto Body and P&O Motorcycles of Eccles. Well, the weather conditions at the moment means we might be needing P&O ferries very shortly. This is number 33. That is Richard Wilson. And it's not the Richard Wilson I think that you might be wondering. I don't believe it. It's, sorry, I wonder how many times you've heard that one. Richard Wilson then making progress. Out front, the gap has come down. Sergei Kravchenko's lead may well be short-lived. Up the inside goes Stephen Proctor, number 38 there, but he's not giving it up easily. Number 38, Stephen Proctor from Wakefield, might have thought he had that one sewn up down into the last corner, but Sergei Kravchenko is not keen to let go of his lead, but he might have no choice. Into turn 1 we go, and up the inside goes Proctor again. Kravchenko cannot close the door this time. Oh, it's a bit of a wobble there. Gingerly making their way around Redgate Corner. It's still very slippery. Third place is for Darren Ibbotson. Further back there, you could see number 62, Nick Edgley, just being overtaken by Richard Wilson then from Manchester on the Wiz Norton Racing Honda. Who else have we got further back there? We've got Charlie Morris, Michael Evans, Johnny Towers, Matt Dawes as well, and that looks like it's raining heavily there, number 38, and you can hear it and you can see it. As Stephen Proctor certainly not going quite as quickly now. I just wonder whether Stephen Proctor has got the dry tyres on, hence why, as it's dried out, he's gone to the front. We'll soon find out, because the rocket ship from the start, Sergei Kravchenko, who's almost certainly got wets on, there he is just clearing up his visor. So difficult to see what tyres riders have got on in these conditions, although that looks like a wet front for me on Stephen Proctor's bike. Sergei Kravchenko now flying through. He's definitely got wets on. You can see there as they make their way onto the start-finish straight, and he's closing down on the leader. Bit of a gap then back to Darren Ibbotson in third. Now then, here we go, on board with Kravchenko. He is eating into that lead there from Stephen Proctor, and look at that. As easy as that, as they make their way out of Hollywood and down through Craner Curve, Sergei Kravchenko leads again. So, as soon as the going gets tough here weather-wise, Sergei Kravchenko has got the bit between his teeth. They go into the old hairpin. Kravchenko, then you can see from the front screen there that it's raining quite heavily here, just coming up on some tail enders to lap. Fascinating race here then at Donington Park here in the GB Racing 600 Sportsman Elite. There's your race leader, number 51, Sergei Kravchenko. Unknown until now. He'll certainly be known from here on in, no matter what happens. He's got a fair bit of traffic there to deal with though at Coppice Corner. Oh, and that's someone who's got down. Is that Stephen Proctor? I think it is. This is on board now with Sergei Kravchenko, and he goes off on the grass as well. And now he's through into the gravel. It's really slippery, and that's it. That's curtains for Kravchenko in this race. And so the yellow flags are out. Now then, what's going on here in terms of the race overall? Joel Williams was making good progress. Darren Ibbotson was up there. There's Charlie Morris, Johnny Towers. We'll soon find out in a moment, but that looked like the two guys out front have both gone down there within a matter of seconds. There's Johnny Towers then. Johnny Towers, he's up inside the top 7 or 8, but he will have just seen exactly what's happened there and will want to keep it upright. Now, let's get a glimpse out front to see what we've got. There is Darren Ibbotson then, number 50. Darren Ibbotson leads from Joel Williams, number 3, and Max Wadsworth in 3rd place. So that is your top 3. Darren Ibbotson's just had front row seats of that. He'll know exactly what's going on and he'll know it's slippery. Then Charlie Morris, then Johnny Towers in 5th place. See, the problem is you start a race on wets in it and it's wet. You get the heat into the tyres. You can take the best part of the wets out when it starts getting dry again. And just because you've got wet tyres on, if it starts raining again, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are perfect for the conditions that you're facing. Just saw there Jordan Rushby going through. He's having a good race. Here he is, number 2. Chris Gray a couple of places up ahead. Treacherous conditions then here at Donington. Really hard to call because you can see the rain on the camera lens here. You can see some wet patches, but you can also see some dry patches as well. It's hard to gauge how quick to go here. So you see there, number 45, that's Ed Peed. So riders tiptoeing their way around, and I would imagine that the front riders will be relieved to see the checker flag in a minute. They have bunched right up. First place there for Darren Ibbotson. The last lap flag goes out, and any one of these could win it. Max Wadsworth might even fancy a go from 3rd place. Joel Williams pulls alongside Darren Ibbotson, and Darren Ibbotson not putting up much of a fight there and drops down to 3rd. Joel Williams it is that leads from Max Wadsworth. Darren Ibbotson is just going for the points here. He does not want to throw it down the road. I just wonder whether Darren Ibbotson might have dry tyres on as well. It's so hard to call here. Joel Williams then it is that leads. He won the Golden Era Supersport race here the end of last year, but he's now got problems. Max Wadsworth, he's been on the podium a fair few times before in conditions just like this. The Halifax rider on the Specialised Group Kawasaki, but it is Joel Williams on the Haulage Services Yamaha that has the advantage. This is Sam McFarlane from Wellingborough. Sam on an MSG Racing Suzuki is about to get tackled a bit further back. So it looks as though Joel Williams might just have the advantage here in the closing stages. 73 there is Sam Osborne. Of course, Sam was up at the sharp end at Brands Hatch in the opening round of the season, but just struggling a bit in these conditions. Here we go then, down the back straight, and it's between these two for the race win. Joel Williams, number 3, Max Wadsworth, 72, then a bit of a gap back to Darren Ibbotson, number 50, last year's pre-national 600 champion. He'll be on the podium, but he will not be on the top step. The checkered flag goes out, and it's close across the line. It's really close, and that looks like a photo finish between Joel Williams and Max Wadsworth, and it will be Joel Williams 6,000ths of a second. He wins the race by ahead of Max Wadsworth. A good effort there from Max in the end. Darren Ibbotson collects 3rd. Charlie Morris is 4th, and the quickest of the Sportsman riders. Michael Evans 5th, and Johnny Towers in the end in 6th place. Wow, what an intriguing race that was. Joel Williams then, the race winner, and in the Sportsman, Charlie Morris takes the glory.
Joel, what a win. That was absolutely fantastic. Almost looked like you planned it.
It wasn't quite as easy as that. It was a bit of a gamble on tyre choice, and in the end, wets was the right choice, I think. He started spitting halfway through, and that's when the tyres came in, really.
Well, the track's cold and it can be a bit slimy here as well. You got some people to thank.
Yeah, I've got Keith at Haulage Services Direct, Lee Auto Body, who had to repair the fairing after Brands Hatch. We've also got a new sponsor on board today. That's Paul Stewart, Hydraulic Services, and also Rock Oil. The support this weekend's been spot on. And after Brands Hatch, we had to completely rebuild the bike. And also P&O Motorcycles, my local bike dealer, they've done tremendous in getting the bike ready.
Charlie, winner there, fantastic, but really awkward out there to play with.
Yeah, it's quite slippery, but just keep going around, try to stay up, win the championship hopefully.
Well, that's got to be the main game. Have you got some people to thank?
MSG, Gavin, Dan, Lisa for everything they do. My girlfriend Heidi, my mum, just everyone that helps me out.
We'll be back after this break with race 2. Welcome back to Donington Park, the final race of the show. GB Racing 600 Sportsman Elite. Lining up on pole position there in the background, Liam Shelcock, who of course went down in the wet earlier on over at Coppice Corner. Likewise, number 83 here, Jack Drury, another faller from earlier. Darren Ibbotson, well, he led the race going into the final lap, but ended up finishing in 3rd place in one of the most bizarre races that you'll ever see at Thundersport GB. And of course it was that wonderful start from Serge Kravchenko. He got himself up from 14th to 1st. He then fell. We had another race leader fall as well. Stephen Proctor threw it down the road. Who will prevail here in the drier conditions? It was Joel Williams, number 3, that ended up race winner ahead of Max Wadsworth. And away we go here then. Donington Park, race 2. Liam Shelcock it is with the advantage in the early stages as they head down through Craner Curves. Jordan Rushby there in 2nd place. You've got Joel Williams just up there in 4th. See that Matt Truelove is out there in this race as well. I'm just wondering whether Matt Truelove, whereabouts did he start the race from? Because I can't see him in the early stages up at this sharp end. There he is, he's going through the back. I wonder if he had to start from the back of the grid perhaps, Matt Truelove, but he's doing a good job of filtering through the pack here in the early stages. Of course, Matt Truelove, the champion of the Sportsman Elite 600 Championship overall. So this is his little bit of a taste of some old memories for him. He's got a bit of work to do early on. It's Liam Shelcock that leads from Jordan Rushby. There's Joel Williams in 3rd place. In 4th there is Dominic Pettit, number 61. And then one of the MSG Suzuki riders, there's 3 or 4 of them out there in the field, and that's Charlie Morris, who's just been overtaken there by Matt Truelove. A couple of places further back is his teammate Sam Osborne. At 47 is William White, just up ahead of Max Wadsworth, who was of course on the podium earlier on, and there's a change for the lead. Jordan Rushby gets himself out front. Of course, Jordan Rushby was fighting on the podium in this championship before that huge crash at Snetterton last year on the start-finish straight, involving 2 or 3 riders. It really could have been quite a nasty outcome. It took a little while for him to recover, but he's starting to get back to his best now, Jordan. There he is then up ahead of Liam Shelcock, up at Coppice Corner, gingerly making his way round there, Liam, after falling earlier on. It was slightly wetter though. And look who's coming up there in 3rd place. It's Matt Truelove on the Astro TTR Honda, and out front it's still Rushby. Joel Williams, the race winner from earlier, in 4th place ahead of Pettit, and then it is number 157 Charlie Morris just struggling to keep his front end down on his MSG Racing Suzuki. A couple of riders getting into the slipstream there as well. There's Joel Williams, race 1 winner, won by 6,000ths of a second ahead of Max Wadsworth in that wet and soggy, interesting affair in race 1. Just looking further down through the fields, Brendan Malander didn't make it past lap 1 earlier on, but he's up into the top 10 this time. Chris Gray, Lewis Barnes out there as well, both riders that were fighting of course in the 400 championship last year. Lewis Barnes the champion overall, but out front then Liam Shelcock loses another place, and Matt Truelove looking to pounce now on Jordan Rushby. It's Yamaha from Honda from Triumph at the top 3, and here we go on the back straight, and Matt Truelove pulls out of the slipstream and goes into the lead. Liam Shelcock looking to follow. Jordan Rushby could find himself down a couple of places, and he does. Liam Shelcock there barges his way through into 2nd place, but it's Matt Truelove that manages to get himself the lead then from 3rd into 1st, and now we'll see what Matt can do. Interesting move to go from the Yamaha to the Honda for Matt Truelove. A lot of people say the Honda, rideability-wise, is quite a nice bike to race, but I wonder how it fares for him compared to the Yamaha that he was so successful on last year. 34 is Aaron Sylvester further back on the Australia Race Tech Yamaha. Over 30 riders that started this race, as we see here. Jordan Rushby. Rushby certainly looking consistent in the early stages of the championship for 2016. Just lost touch though with the 2 leaders since they managed to get past. Matt Truelove, since he's gone past, it looks like he's just woken up Liam Shelcock, who's been able to find a little bit more pace. They're both lapping in the low 113s at the moment. They're still a fair bit off the lap record set by James Rose here. That was from quite a few years ago. See there Charlie Morris and Jack Drury. There is Jordan Rushby then, in a bit of a lonely third. There's Joel Morris, Charlie Morris, and then number 61, Dominic Petit, and then 83, Jack Drury. Ed Peed making progress as well, number 45. There is Matt Truelove there, your race leader, just going through a bit of traffic. There is 83, Jack Drury, and further back again we see Sylvester and number 32, Sam Edwards from the AP Broom Kawasaki, teammates with Chris Barnes over in the GP1 class. Liam Shelcock not being dropped here. Shelcock and Matt would have come across each other in the British Championship last season, I would imagine. Matt Truelove it is that at the moment on the Astro TTR Honda still has that advantage, but the Triumph behind not dropping him. Tralee Bay Holidays Triumph of Liam Shelcock. His cousin Matt Shelcock, of course, used to race along with us as well. Moved on to a Superstock 1000 bike. Not seen Matt in the Thundersport paddock for a season or so. There is Sam Osborne, number 73, just moving up ahead of William White. William White, one of the many riders that has moved up from the pre-national championship, and there's the change for the lead then. Liam Shelcock up the inside of Matt Truelove, but then Matt Truelove around Schwantz Curve takes it back again. There is Ed Peed, number 45, just going past number 61, Dominic Petit. And again here we see Sam Osborne, number 73, and now he goes past number 18. It's Michael Evans from the Isle of Man. So Matt Truelove back out front then, ahead of Liam Shelcock. Down into the final chicane here at the Donington Park National Circuit, and across the line we go. The last lap flag is out, so it's now or never for Liam Shelcock. He had a nibble a couple of laps ago, or sorry, in the last lap, and who's that that's gone down? That is 32, Sam Edwards on the AP Broom Kawasaki, who's limping away from the scene down at the final chicane. So I hope he's okay, but that's the end of his race. Now then, Liam Shelcock, this is where he made the move on the last lap, down into the old hairpin. Can he do the same again? No. Matt Truelove is wise to it on this occasion, and so Liam Shelcock is going to have to try and rely on getting the drive out of Coppice Corner onto the back straight, maybe launch an attack down into the final chicane. Around McLean's we go, and time is running out for Liam Shelcock in second place. Truelove takes the defensive line into Coppice, and that will allow Shelcock just to get some better drive onto the back straight. Here we go, he pulls out of the slipstream immediately, and they are side by side. Liam Shelcock is being forced to go around the long way, and it's not going to happen, I don't think. Matt Truelove will take the win here, will he? On to the start-finish straight. Some good drive again there from Shelcock, but it's not enough. Checkered flag is out. Matt Truelove, the champion of 2015, comes back and wins in the GB Racing 600 Sportsman Elite class on the Honda. Second place there then for Liam Shelcock, and then 8 seconds adrift in third. It was Joel Williams that managed to take the final podium spot ahead of Charlie Morris, Jack Drury and Ed P. There's top three then. Matt Truelove back on the top step, back to winning ways ahead of Liam Shelcock and Joel Williams. And in the sportsman class, Charlie Morris, the winner from Dominic Petit and Brendan Mallender. Points then in the 600 Elite overall. Charlie Morris leads it. 11 points clear though, that's all, of Jordan Rushby. Joel Williams third, Liam Shelcock in fourth, Sam Thompson fifth. And in the 600 Sportsman, Charlie Morris leads that one too, from Sam Osborne, Sam McFarlane, Brendan Mallender, Aaron Sylvester, and in sixth place, Johnny Towers.
Matt, lovely to see you back again. Fantastic race. I mean, he was buzzing all around you the whole race, actually.
Yeah, it was a good race. Good to come back and try and get some testing in ready for next year. I knew he was right there. I could hear him on every corner, so it's quite good to have a bit of a push and keep trying to work on things, and that's the only way you can do it.
But funny conditions today, isn't it?
Yeah, it's horrible. Like this, we left it this morning because it kept coming in and coming out, and before you know it, your down crane is on your arse, and everything you've done for the last 3 months needs rebuilding again. So we left it, but it was good in the last one. Not too bad really.
Yeah, it's brightened up a bit. Anybody to thank?
Yeah, a lot of people. Astrovan, my mum and dad, Rog, Adam, Shuey, Sparta Levers, Daytona Boots, Signs Express. Yeah, that's loads more, but can't think of them all.
That's it from Thundersport Elite from Donington Park. Round 2 is over. Round 3 up next at the start of May at Snetterton. We'll see you then.